Hello. Do you guys hear me? Hello. Do you guys hear me? Nice. I'm making sure this works. Oh, nice. You guys hear me? I'm trying to set up the camera and stuff. Awesome. Awesome, 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 actually. So what do you guys, how do you guys feel about the view? How you want the view? You guys want to see, I have the camera. I got the screen over here so you guys can see my mouse. But we got the theater. Y'all got the mic. Y'all want to see a little bit around here, This is what the home theater looks like if Josh answers. Tell me what it looks like, the view for you. Is this a good view? Is that chill for you guys? Or should we make the screen bigger or what? How do you guys want to do this? Y'all let me know what you like. Bigger screen? You think make the screen bigger? Is the audio sound good? Is there a delay in the audio? Anything like that? How does that sound? Audio clear as fuck. That's what we're talking about. Okay, let me post this on my Instagram. Alright, guys. We live on YouTube. Swipe up. Easy to go to. And yeah, we're just chilling in the theater, man. We're going to do some whiteboard lessons. I love you all. Come on. Alright, guys. We live on. Well, while we're waiting, while I'm posting these links, what questions y'all got? Your boy got paid some today. Hey, nice. You completed the job or what? So tell me when you guys hear this. Say type 1 when you hear this. I want to know what the delay's looking like. Somewhere halfway there. Ah, you get paid in half. Okay, I see you. I see you. I see you. That's what's up, man. Completing these tasks. So, I don't know. You guys let me know if you want to make the screen bigger. Maybe we make the theater smaller. It's up to you. That'll probably be easy. So let me make those adjustments. But, let's get going. We're going to have some people joining in here, but feel free to start asking questions. I'll go over some stuff with kind of the market and what's going on in that sense, but I do want to hear from you guys what you guys want to get covered. I think that'll be importante. I gotta get this over here. There it is. Catch up for this. I'm at the house right now. All right, man, get your work done, bro. Stop delaying. Stop delaying. Ugh. So I was requested there, but I don't know if you guys saw it. Broadcom right now is dropping after hours. There was a buyout they're doing. A lot of things happen in the market, man. Trump and the trade wars. The tariffs are starting to come out. There's a lot of things. A lot of things happening. Good afternoon. What's going on? Oh, Bandit, you asked that. Well, today was a very big issue with oil. I don't know if you I want to pull it up on one of my favorite sites, Trading Economics, but my computer, I'm using my laptop here, so it's harder to stream, so it might be slow, but oil has a lot of things going on, and now finally there's concerns of the tariffs and global demand spreading into that. Oil is interesting. I think with OPEC and what's been going on, uh, it's I'm surprised it's even back at these prices. Some people are talking back to 110 a barrel, but today was actually, like, literally today when oil closed, this was the this was literally the biggest oil's drop since, I believe, February 2016. The biggest single day drop in oil, and as oil's already open, that's the last 4 hours. But we'll take a look here. It kind of came up, but it dropped $5 in one day, and that is huge. So for oil to make this, I think now, you know, oil's been very bullish, surprisingly. But even then, whenever you start to see these big drops like that in oil, that is telling you something about demand. We can go over some of the global currencies and what that means for everything else in the market. And it's kind of scary, you know. But oil, I don't try to predict oil. I do just look at it as kind of letting me get an idea of global growth, global demand. But then also, I think that it is, you know, oil was oversupplied. And I think them cutting out Iran and trying to cut them out further is going to drive the price higher, but it's kind of getting, you know, with oil going straight up, emerging markets declining, it does make sense, you know, in the sense that when oil's cheap, you know, emerging markets grow because that's the number one source of fuel for them. So with oil getting expensive, it's increasing everybody's costs, you know. I'm somebody, you know, I never really look at the price of gas. I know it sounds douchebaggy. You know, I've been, you know, I have money where the gas price doesn't affect me, but I was looking at it the other day and, you know, I was filling up the cars and I was only thinking about this because we got the Tesla and, you know, I was filling up these cars and I was like, dang, I'll put, you know, $60 into a Benz, $130 for $40 almost into a Porsche to fill up a tank, and that could be gone in a week. You know, even at $60 a week, that's like $240 a month, and that's a decent amount of money for a lot of people. And compared to, I remember just not too long ago, I was spending $40 a month, and so oil could have effects. And now I think it's overall going to be interesting, but it's hard to predict. But I'm watching it, like, you know, today with a move like that, it's definitely saying something. You know, oil does not drop 5% in a day. That's a fucking huge amount for no reason. Do you think Trump will successfully leverage the tariffs to help trade, or will we suffer the cost in the end, in your opinion? I think we will suffer a cost, but not in the, I don't think we're going to lose. If you want to look at it, you know, a side of, okay, who's going to benefit, who's going to lose, you know, $100 a week in my Range Rover, yeah, that's awful, man. But I feel you. But it's, you know, with the tariffs, I think it's going to come down to, you know, China's in a weaker position. When you look at China and their markets, and I think that's what Trump is doing, he's trying to, this is a American tactic. I think Franklin Delano Roosevelt tried to do it, or Lyndon B. Johnson. I think it was Lyndon B. Johnson back during, some of the earlier financial, we had political economy stuff, and they would just threaten, America would just threaten to be a bull in a china shop. America knows it has the #1 demand, next to China, but they'll pretty much threaten to fuck your shit up if you don't play along. And China's economy, it's been struggling right now, and they're going through a very, very difficult time now. They started in 2015. They got kind of back to normal, and now, their market's hitting all-time lows. It's in a bear market, so I think Trump is trying to push them to the point of saying, well, okay, we'll play chicken. People will get hurt. Our economy will get hit a little bit. It's already affecting certain industries. It's doing all sorts of shit like that. But at the end of the day, China probably has more to lose than America. So I think that they, in the short term, in the long run, China would win. But I think the short-term pressure it could cause on China could make them, succumb. But you never know. That's the thing with international politics. Shit like this. This is why people get so scared. And this is why I was surprised the market didn't react until today. But the real big issue is people are not going to... You never know. You literally just never know how any of these situations could come to fruition. Anything could happen. And that's the scary part, where who knows who could lose. It could create a long leg down, a bull market. It could hinder international growth and trade and change the global landscape for a long time. So that's the scary part. I'm thinking of starting trading casually, and I was wondering if you have any beginner strategies and advice when doing so. Definitely trade options. Start out. It's riskier, but actually maybe start with stocks to understand where the options are getting their value. But as a beginner, I always recommend paper trade. Play around with stuff. There's no go for a specific strategy, as opposed to just try to make winning trades. Try to find good investments in place to make. And the thing you're going to need practice with is, being able to navigate the markets, taking profits, shit like that. Ugh. Let's see, the trade war starts continues. You see China getting downgraded? That would be awful, but I don't know. That's a really good question. Because I don't know how China, I don't think China's debt or capability to service debt has ever been historically bad, but this could create issues. So, you never know. Hey, y'all. I'm on my Instagram live now at the same time. Instagram live, join the YouTube live stream right now. Right now. Come to the Instagram live. I'll answer your goddamn question. I was just watching some videos on YouTube. Great day. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm chilling out here, man. Getting some work done. But we'll talk the trade war. That is a good question on China getting downgraded. I don't know. I that's actually a really a good giveaway. I still haven't got a giveaway prize. All right, man. Market snapshot. You don't get any giveaway prize now anymore. Okay. I DM'd you privately. I was gonna give you a free gift, and all you've done is bug and complain about it and waiting for it to get set up. So now you don't get a giveaway prize. Giveaway has been revoked. I reserve the right to choose who I want and when I want. And yeah, I'm sorry. What's your take on Google? Cheap puts. There's cheap puts right now for options. So I like Google though. I like it, but I think they could come into contact with a few things. As far as their earnings, I don't know, and that's what's kind of getting hectic right now. with what's going on is, where the market's at and what's going to happen in terms of everything coming before earnings. So I look into that, but I do like Google. Of usually all the big, FANG, I prefer Google the best. Who do you think is going to win the World Cup? I don't watch the World Cup, sadly. Sorry. What net worth you need before the hosts come flocking? Like 30 million, I'd say. All right, everybody. How come I have more people on my Instagram? Are you holding any altcoins? A few, unfortunately. But, if you saw the video I just posted, everybody come to the YouTube live stream. Right now, youtube.com/thetradingfraternity/live. Okay? Y'all need to get in here. I'm going to turn off the Instagram soon. So, get on here. It's a lot easier to interact, and it sounds better. We got multiple screens and shit. But yeah, I am holding on to some altcoins. There's a few I like, but nothing, again, like in that video I just posted, saw you posted, haven't watched, actually. Oh, okay, yeah. Check it out. I talk about it, but, Ethereum, Bitcoin, all that, those are the main ones, and that's what I'd be focusing on. Where do you find your information as far as quarterly reports? Oh, Michael Luzzi. We got to make our video, bro. But you missed that webinar. I am going to post the video, actually, of that webinar. I had somebody else come on. I had them trade live with me. I answered all their questions. It's like an hour long. It's pretty good, though. But I find my information on quarterly reports. You could go to NASDAQ.com. I could even show you. I use E-Trade. I have a video on it, actually, if you check it out. But if you go on through my videos, you'll be able to see that I have... I know I did. I wasn't home, which sucks. Or I would have been there. Actually, if you want, maybe we could get you on. Do you know how? Can we do like a dual stream? Is there any way for you to join in on this? On the YouTube piece. There you go. Yeah, everybody, come to the YouTube. It's a lot easier for me, and I'm showing a lot of other stuff here. But, yeah. So, but like I was saying, for the guy with the earnings question, geez, my computer's so slow when I'm doing this. Not that I know of. That would be sick, though. Maybe we get you on a Google Hangout. I could probably get you on a Google Hangout and then do it. Because I'm gonna have another guest here right now. Comes on soon. They're in real estate. They work with me out in San Diego. He's my real estate broker, Mr. Josh Messiah. We're gonna talk with him, and he's gonna hook it up. Like, he has to hit me up. But back to the earnings. I have the video. I go on. Dude, my thing is not loading. But you go to NASDAQ.com. Wait till my shit loads. I'll show you it. And then you just go to filings. And that's how you could read the past earning reports. If you want, like, current earnings reports, you have to find, you could just look at the stock itself and research. You could put Google earnings date. But I use the E-Trade calendar. Thinkorswim has it, too, and you could do that. But Michael, how long are you going to be on? Let's see when my guy gets here. So we're probably gonna be on here for a decent amount of time. So, was I given the Tesla when you invested in stocks? That's debatable, kind of. My brother invested in Tesla a long time ago, and I was just kind of alluding to the fact we made a lot of money holding it, and it pretty much paid for itself, but. No, they don't just give you a Tesla. What's up? You good? I'm always good, man. Hit up everyone. Join the live stream now on YouTube. I think we got most people switching over. YouTube.com/thetradingfraternity/live. What's the difference between TD Ameritrade and Thinkorswim? Because aren't both them owned by TD Bank? Well, one's the brokerage, and Thinkorswim is like their trading platform. It's like their, it's branding. It's their branding for trading days, for trading. Hey, 7th day, Luis Enrique, my guy. Glad you're here, bro. How would someone deal with tenants who won't pay for 1 month's rent and just bounce without any notice? Are you stalking me, Walter? I have a video I recorded on that, but I haven't posted it yet. I have a whole video on it. It's a messy process. It really all depends, and that's a good question because now both that's how you can find properties to buy. But then at the end of the day, it's, you know, it's difficult. But there's many ways you could do a cash for keys agreement. You could formally evict them. Like I had a situation I was dealing with. I just talked to the people and I asked them, I said, are you going to leave peacefully or am I going to have to kick your fucking ass out? So, and they said they would leave peacefully, but who knows? Should I wait for a correction in real estate to get my first home? No fucking way. People ask me this a lot, and I even have it. I'm going to post an hour video here. I'll post it probably tomorrow. I think I'll post it tomorrow. It was just a great. I had one of the viewers come on for you to ask all these questions on my YouTube. So I put him on. He watched me trade live for the day, and he asked me literally nonstop hour of questions. And that was one of them. He said he likes options better than real estate because he feels like, you know, he doesn't want to put in the work and have real estate just go down. So that's the bad part, you know. But I said, you know, there's more instances where stock has, in the last 10 years, more stocks have dropped 50% than real estate, you know. And I even said, go look at General Electric. They got removed from the Dow Jones and they've been down 50%. So here's, okay, my NASDAQ's loading. NASDAQ is just a shitty site, so it's not going to work. I wish I could show you this. I'm just going to go back to trading economics. Jesus. What are some books you would recommend? Read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Richest Man in Babylon. Yeah. An Intelligent Investor. That's the next one. Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Those are two good ones. One is obviously more financial. One is more mental, controlling your emotions, yourself, you know, all that good stuff. So those are definitely it. Read Richest Man in Babylon all the time, too. And then also Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret in the World. If you haven't read that, you lacking. My dude, what's going on? Rolando Mota. How are you? Everyone on the Instagram, come on to the YouTube live stream. YouTube.com/thetradingfraternity/live. Why do they say traders are usually unsuccessful? You seem to be successful. Because I am an outlier. And even then, you know, I even talk about this. Most traders are unsuccessful. And it's just any industry where you could, you know, you go to work and you have to bet your money, you know, you could lose money. That's why. Like real estate, it's way easier to become successful in real estate simply because you are not losing your money. You know, you can't lose your money in real estate if you're on the service side. If you do a bad flip, yeah, but it's easier to mess up a stock than that. You know, even then, the message right under you, Michael said, I got burned by Gush today, down 45%. And I'm gonna ask you, Michael, why are you trading those shitty stocks? You know, Gush, and I'm assuming it's a shitty stock because this is a learning lesson you guys will know with stocks on the market. If there's a stock that has 4 letters or more in the ticker, it's usually going to be a OTC or a penny stock. But what happened with Gush? Tell me what happened. Tell me why you traded it. And how did it get to that point? Let's analyze the logic behind it to see what made sense, what didn't. Ain't nothing but love, my brother. Yeah, I'll post the replay on this. I don't know. I don't like to, but I will. So, when at a loss, hold it, rant. Yeah, my kitty, you're 100% correct, you know. Can you lose money on buying a poor investment property and it not being enough, you know, money, then, you know, or bad cap rate and property needs maintenance? You know, I've seen people lose at that, but overall in the long term, you know, with how mortgages and stuff are designed, and, you know, if you're making income on the property, it will pay for itself after 5-10 years. All right, Instagram, my phone's going to die, so you guys got to join in on here. Okay? It's in my story. Love y'all. What's the best software to use to invest in real estate? You can't really... I use software to look into real estate, but that's about it, you know? I don't really invest through software, but are you saying where can you learn real estate, or what are you asking? How can I join your trading program? Well, we don't have a trading program. Well, the trading fraternity still exists, but I just closed it off to the public. I didn't want to take any more people. I wanted to focus on the people we have, and I've been getting so busy with my real estate holdings. I bought 6 more houses this year already. I've been doing investments, doing stuff in China, internationally. So it's been good. You know, Ryan, hire a realtor for help. I don't know about hiring a realtor for help until you know what you're doing. Because if you're trying to get into an investment, it's just like stocks. This is what I say with stocks: always know what you're doing so that you understand the back end of it. Simple as that. So Michael, I bought it at 75 cents, and the same minute I bought it, I was down 27. Didn't have to know what to do. The only stock I have actually made money with options is BAC. So was it an option or the stock itself, and then bought the contract? Okay, awesome. So now that's why did you buy it? Why did you buy Gush? But then you probably were down. What platform are you using also? You might be looking, always look at the bid. I even have a cool trick I could show you with getting options cheap. It's a fucking gold mine if I show you. It's how I could buy stuff at the bid a lot of the times. But it's in that situation, you got to understand what's the time left on the option. Oh, Robinhood, no, fuck off. There you go. That's the problem. Get off of Robinhood. I have a video on it. We could even talk about that, but that's why Robinhood, you're gonna get delayed prices or inaccurate stuff. It's just not the same. I think Robinhood, I believe, if you read, I have a video I'm gonna post on it, but if you go read the fine print in Robinhood, there's a 15-minute delay. It's just like that's what I used to trade on when I was 14 years old in high school. Because I was 2007. I was 14 years old. That just didn't exist. Live streams. You know what I'm saying? So I got in 7, and the same minute it was at 33. Yeah. So be careful with that. Maybe what I will say. Maybe if you trade every day, or catch me. Maybe set a trading schedule. Catch me on if you can. Hit me up, or at least have somebody with a live feed. That's how you could use Robinhood to your advantage. See what the stock's trading at on a live feed, and then just put in a bid. So don't be careful doing market orders, shit like that. You're killing it. Thank you. I'm kind of asking how the process works. Do I just look up good houses, then invest through a brokerage? No. Well, you need a broker to offer on the house, but you find a house, and that's how I do it simply. There's a system to go about finding houses for cheap, but we'll simplify it right now, right? Let's say you find a house. I did this, in December. I have a house in Beverly Hills, Bel Air, and it was listed at $1.5 million. They listed it really cheap. Within days of putting it on the market, I put an offer, and it was worth about $2.5 million. I bought it for $1 million, $1.5 million. I made $1 million instantly. I'm holding it and I'm renting it. That's a big example, but you could do that. Let's say you find a house $100 grand in most parts of America. If they'll sell it to you, you could either talk to the owner directly, or it's listed on the market. If you could put in an offer and you get it to work, boom, you could buy the house, and then you go from either flipping it or selling it, or you could rent it. But then there's also wholesaling. I have videos on it. It's a big discussion. I don't know how many. If you guys want me to talk about it now, we could get into it. How many of you guys have ever been interested in learning about real estate, wholesaling, or the same process that our guy over here, Ryan Maduabun, has? But been using Tastyworks, love it. Yeah, Tastyworks is good. Hate their chart though. How is Tastyworks? Tell me what is Tastyworks? How does it work? I would love to know. And even then, and if you guys, I'll give a shameless promotion. I want to learn real estate. Check out, dude. You guys, I don't know if you've seen it. TTFW. You have to put www in front, or it won't work. But TTF Real Estate. I have a free lesson. Actually, here I have a free lesson on it. If you guys go right now here to this site, www.ttfrealestate. Anything that's going to make me some money or crypto. There you go. I like that. That's a good logic. Start getting focused. I would say, you have the desire to make money. Oh, so I have to log out, actually. Let me log out. So that's the full course. So we have everything fully explained. But come down to ttfrealestate.com and go here. Right here, if you guys go flipping houses with no money, just time, I have a video on it, and you could go and preview. It's a whole section in writing. This is, it's a pretty good article on it, and we have an interview with a wholesaler, so you could do that. I do own an apartment. I have one apartment complex I just bought, and that's just a good income strategy, because that's the thing, why we go over the bigger stuff. Starting out, I started flipping, and then I started getting into investment properties. A lot of you, if you're saying, hey, I want to make money, you guys are trying to make money, your best bet is going to become being a real estate agent while at the same time flipping houses and wholesaling, so you have opportunities to make money. If you're able to do that, then you could get into, getting an income property, because, I have enough money where it makes sense after doing so many flips. Real estate, I bought a property. Now it brings me in $2,000-$3,000 a month. That pays for a nice car. It pays for my expenses, all other stuff, and that's how you add on. But starting out, most of you become a real estate agent, and at the same time, and I say become an agent so that while you're flipping and wholesaling, if you find a deal where you can't flip it and you can't wholesale it, you still might be able to help that person sell and make money, and it's awesome. I have a guy recently. We just found one in New York. I'm doing it for a friend of mine. He's going to sell me a $1.5 million property at 1.1, but we're going to see. He might end up wanting more money. If he sells it to me at 1.1, I'm going to flip it and sell it for 1.5 million, make like 250 grand, 300 grand after taxes. But on the other one, on the reverse end, if I'm still I have a brokerage, we have people out in New York. If he says, no, Josh, I don't want to sell it to you at 1.1 anymore. I saw what the houses are going for around the area. I want 1.5. I'm going to say, hey, no problem. We'll list it for you. And at $1.5 million, that commission is like $46,000 just to list it for him. So there you go. Focus on finding sellers. Buyers are easy to find in this market. It's true, yeah. I think both sides is hard, but that's like with our approach, what we teach our agents, we teach them to focus on sellers, because if they find a seller, I'll give them a commission and I'll buy the house and flip it myself if it's a good deal. Or at the end of the day, if there's no money to flip it, wholesale it, boom, you simply go list the property. End of the day. But that is good. Buyers are easy. Buyers are great. You find a buyer, that's just easy money. Tastyworks. Yeah, I know, yeah, Todd Sosnoff. They sold it. I think that's why they made it. They sold Thinkorswim to the other people, but that's actually pretty interesting. That dollar contracts. Is it $1 for everything or what? Hey, Ian Carella. I see you, bro. Shout out Ian Carella. Look at this. I don't know if it's still around. I don't know if it is. Shout out Ian Carella, though. He just posted me on his story. I don't know. Maybe, Ian, you just started it. If you guys are here, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. Drop a like on this video. But share the live stream. Let's get some more people in here. Let's get some. Ian I didn't even tell him to. I just saw my Instagram. He just posted it on his story. So I fuck with that. Oh. Let me call this guy. I just got a guy right now. He said he has a deal for me. So let me see what I could do with this. So everyone share it. Let me ask him if it's cool. To do the Can call in an hour or two. So nice. I just got a call. This guy, he hit me up. He has somebody, these people passed away in their home, and they want to sell it. The family. I see you grinding. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, bro. Dude. This course is insane. Just because now, if anybody, it's it's allowing us to grow our real estate team, and like we have, state approved. We could help people get licensed through their state, which is kind of insane if you think about it. So, but when do you think Bitcoin will reach new all-time highs? I don't know. It's hard to say. I'd say watch the video I just posted on it. But if anything, too, now the that call I just got, I asked him. I said, "Let me know." I said I could call him right now, or I could. Let's see what he says. But it's a house for sale. The people died, and the kids want to sell it. And I made a deal to purchase the house. It's worth about $750,000. I put in an offer. I said I could pay, I think, $480 is what I said I'd pay on it. $480 or $500. It needs some work, and if that's that one we get the seller. We'll see what this guy says. I'm nervous. I just sent him a text. I said, "Can I call you on stream? Is that cool? If not, no worries." He's probably like, "What the fuck are you saying?" But that's one right there. I found a situation. Somebody wanted to sell the house. They wanted to sell it cheap. It was obviously a sad situation, but I found that first. This was through a real estate agent that we work with, and I said, hey, I give this for all of my agents. I flip houses. I say, hey, you guys go find a house that you want to sell. I'll buy it. If you could get me a good deal on it, you get me it before it hits market. I'll give you the commission, and then when I'm done flipping it, when I'm done fixing it up, I'll let you list it as the agent. So that's how it works. So I'm going to see what he says. He's typing a lot, so he's probably going to say no. I need to turn on the AC, though. It is hot in here. So give me a second. In the meantime, like I said, make sure you guys subscribe, share this. BitConnect? Are you kidding me? Who is this guy? Subscribe to the channel. Go share it. Get me, let's get some people in here. Let's get some good questions. Give me a sec. YouTube, do you hear me? YouTube, do you hear me? All right. Nice. You guys are all here? Awesome real estate investing community. Yes, sir. So I got my text. Let's see what... Come on. So he said, I'll be in the car 20. I'd be down to call live stream. I'm going to talk to this truster tomorrow. Look at the Vista property ASAP. Also, I may have a pocket listing in La Jolla. You may be interested. Awesome. Sounds good. I could come see the property whenever. My phone's going to die, though. I'm nervous. So that's a deal right there. Those are the deals we're working with. And as you guys see, it is finding real estate stuff and all that. But if you guys want more real estate questions, we'll answer them. If not, charge that son, bitch. I know I need to charge it, but everything's plugged in on my computer right now. I don't know where my shit's at. I'm trying to think. What should I do? Fuck. Actually, I have a charger right there. All right, give me 1 second. Give me some questions in here. So I'll answer that one question when I get back. Where do you get some of your industries? I'll answer that. I'm just gonna grab my charger real quick. Currently own some properties, but what I also want is invest rent as long-term investment. How do they compare to stocks? We'll talk about that. I want 5-10 questions in the next minute by the time I get back. Okay? Come on. Y'all slacking. Ow. Oh no. Okay. How do you want to invest into them? So let's see. Where do you get your information about industries? And I want to see where construction would go in 10 years from now. There's many ways, really, for you want to being a contractor, if you want to see the industry, you just got to go see your local real estate market. They go hand in hand. And you could also go look, they do it by state, but it's easier to access by nation. You could see new builds, existing builds, people who are buying land. Stuff like that will all give you insight into exactly what you're looking for. So take a look into that, and definitely it'll give you a very, very good idea. So you own some properties, but I also want to invest in REITs as a long-term. Oh no, REITs are dog shit. REITs are awful. If you own property, where do you own your properties at, Walter? Aren't you in Florida? I think you're in Florida, man. Sell me one, bro. Hook me up. But if, in general, a REIT is awful, just because you have to understand the difference. When you buy a REIT, you're buying, you're getting, REITs are literally just for income. It's not for equity. When you buy property, you could get income and equity, but you have to manage the property, you have to pay the taxes, you have to do maintenance, shit like that. People buy real estate investment trusts to cash in on the rental income of property. However, they are not going to provide you equity. So most REITs actually go down in value, but the dividend goes up and the payout, the yield. So that's what you got to think. It's not a good equity investment. So at this market, where the market is, I would rather cash in on equity as well as rent by buying a property and holding versus investing in a real estate investment trust. How are you able to find good rehab and trustworthy GCs? They're hard to find, but once you get one, that's the thing. I have like 3 guys I use in different areas around California. Once I have those guys, it's done. That's it. You gotta kiss a few frogs till you get the prince, if you know what I'm saying. But once you have them, you're good. And the best way to find them is making sure you have an experience. If you understand what you're doing, it's easier to make sure you don't get screwed over and on the first time, and just have a general idea of what you're paying for in repairs. Have I seen the show $1 Million Listing LA? What do you think? I've seen some of it. They portray it more, any of those shows that portray it dramatic, even like the fix and flip shows. all of that. So it's not really, you know, it's hard to say they depict it like that. The douchebagginess and some of the competitiveness with the listings, I think that's very real. I think that's very applicable, but that's about as far as it goes. Oh, Vancouver, Canada. I thought you're from Canada. I thought you were from Florida. When first getting into trading, general, would you recommend options or stocks? I would recommend actually stocks. Just so then, oh shit, I missed your question, Bandit. But start with stocks because that's how I started. And once you understand stocks, it's a lot easier to, you know, blend that into options because you need to know stocks for options. So if you start with options but don't know stocks, you're really setting yourself up for failure, if that makes sense. You know, it's like learning how to, I guess, learning how to race a car before you even know how to drive. I guess, if that makes sense. I don't know. I could think of a better analogy if it gave me more time. In regards to the stock market, do you think there's some overreacting to tariff announcements? No, not at all. I think an underreaction to tariff announcements after it got announced, nothing happened, but now it's getting more and more. It's like we talked about earlier. It's the uncertainty of what's going to happen. You never know. So that's the. I don't think it's overreacting yet. Not at all. REITs are really sensitive to interest rates too, since they have transactions all the time. Buy and hold your own prop is different because your individual debt is locked. Yeah, I would say to a degree, because some of the REITs, it's not like they're always purchasing all. It depends again on what is the investment objective of that real estate investment trust. Because most REITs are like commercial. They're purchasing, you know, they've already purchased and owned vast portfolios, but you don't know what they're borrowing again. Every investment trust is different. Florida's too hot for me. You're too hot for me, Walter Mercado. Get me a property in Vancouver, man. That's cool. How many properties do you have? Jared Pence, if I have 100 G's to work with, where should I start? Options or real estate? Not options, real estate 100%. And then, you know, that way you could secure that 100 grand. It's easy to turn 100 grand into a lot more with real estate. And then from there, you could start diversifying 10, 20% of your real estate income into options. And then if you make more on the options, diversify that back into real estate and vice versa. But 100% real estate for sure. Where are you located, Jared? What state are you in? Or are you in America at all? Yep. See, Ian already said it. Real estate, throw the cash flow into a trading account. Either cash flow from a rental or even flipping a property. Michigan. Oh, fuck, dude. Yeah, you could buy a lot out in Michigan. If you want to go out in Cali, I got you. We actually have some people in Michigan too, but definitely, you know, I've never seen, I don't know if I've seen you here, Jared. Have we talked before? Hit me up. If you actually have 100 grand and you're serious about that, I'll give you a few ideas for sure. You know, or if you really want, you know, I'll give you an 8% return on it easy. And that's small, but if I were you, I would flip it, especially out there. Flip, or wholesale. Definitely wholesale. You know, you have a lot of opportunities, and then go to trading. I'm not saying ignore trading. People always get that wrong. You guys got to understand. I make a lot trading. I'm a trader at heart. I'm just safety. I think you'll like the video I'm going to post because I got asked this yesterday in that person I did the live stream with. So you guys will like it. How do you calculate your offer on a property? It's hard to say. You know, it all depends on where the property is, the location, what it's going for, and also the use value of the property. And how much am I going to rent? Up, there's my call. Give me a sec. Oh, what's up, fam?
What's up, YouTube?
I'm on live stream. They can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me?
They could hear you now.
All right.
Are you gonna? I don't know if you want to tune in video. I don't know how I could let you tune in on video.
You want to do Google Hangouts or?
Maybe let me see, and then I could probably just open you on the Google Hangouts if they want to put your screen. Let me see. It's probably gonna slow my shit down though.
You get a lot of traffic on YouTube?
Right now, but right now there's 21 people.
How many?
21 people. Everybody, say hi to them. They hear you.
What's up, squad? Is this the TTF guy?
No, this is YouTube. Oh, anybody on the TTF YouTube channel?
Oh, okay. So this is a private channel.
No, public channel. Public.
Oh, so there's random people on here too.
Uh-huh.
Cool. What's up, guys? Guys and girls, right? There's guys and girls. What are we gonna talk about today?
What are we talking about? We're talking about real estate. Someone
I
asked.
need to find an investment property. Where's everyone from? I mean, I need to get a rental, like a 4 unit.
So I don't know if you guys hear that. First thing he tells me, he needs another investment property. Where are you guys from so we could buy it? Someone said Georgia. We got one guy in Michigan. I was just telling him he should look. We got some guys in Vancouver, Canada, Cleveland, and Charlotte, London. Oh, from the London fam.
London. Charlotte, I heard had good property there. What's a big school in Charlotte?
Yeah, what is a big school, Ian, in Charlotte? I don't know. Tar Heels, North Carolina? Michael Jordan?
Is it?
I don't know. UNC, yeah, University of North Carolina. Uncle Answers. Who? I don't know. Maybe you could get on the call too. That kid. That kid for that property in Vista. Remember I told you where the people died and they said he'll sell it for like $480.
Yeah.
He said he has good news for me, so he's gonna call. I said I'm gonna put him on.
Okay, cool. What's the zip code in Charlotte?
Oh, yo, what's the zip in Charlotte? And what's his name? The guy that hit me up, Todd. He said he spoke with the mortgage company. Can you please email the third-party authorization form so you could speak with the mortgage company regarding the sale?
Oh, cool. They're going to send him one?
Yeah. Do you have that?
You keep cutting out. What did you say?
Do you have that one? He said zip code is 26208.
208. What's the area code?
I always forget. Bandit is fucking Dre. I love Dre from London. Andre Taylor.
All right, let's get popping. What's the topic of the day? How did the real estate market, stock market do?
Market dropped 200 points. More Trump tariffs. People started reacting.
How many tariffs can the guy do? I mean, is he running out of stuff to tariff?
No, not at all. You could go to so many more tariffs. Dude, that's so, like, it's kind of crazy what could happen. That's why, someone even asked earlier if the market's overreacting from the tariff. I said underreacting.
So you think there's opportunity?
Yeah, I bought like 100 puts today. Oops, I don't know if I should say that. I don't want to.
I probably wouldn't say that on here.
I don't want.
Live.
Well, everyone's gonna. I only say don't say it because everyone's gonna start buying puts tomorrow and the premiums double the price. So I'll probably be sold out by then. But sorry, guys.
Yeah. So I just talked to one of our real estate students, good guy, Larry.
Yeah, from Arizona, Larry Thomas.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, he's a good guy, good kid. He's a hustler. Works for our insurance company now, and he's looking to transition into real estate and go to school. So his goal is to make some money while he's at school.
How old is he? He sounds old when I talk to him. He just has a deep voice.
Yes, he does have a deep voice.
How old is he?
I didn't ask. It's discriminatory. I can't ask questions like that.
How is that discriminatory? What?
All right. Hey, Ian, where's Ian? Ian Curella from Cleveland?
He said that's the guy, Cleveland, Charlotte, all those places.
I want to go to Cleveland and buy some homes. Do you think property values dropped because LeBron's gone?
Well, property value didn't go up because he was there. It's still a good place though. It's not just LeBron. Like, you know, the Browns suck, but Cleveland was doing good. But they also have all the other stuff. Like Quicken has done a lot there, so it's kind of popular.
They built up that area. Dan Gilbert.
Yeah, he loves it. Here,
Smart guy.
I'm gonna call you on the Hangouts and see if I could just put you on the thing.
Redmond is not available in North Carolina.
That's weird.
Charlotte.
Are you getting the Hangout call?
Yeah. Let me exit out the YouTube. Hello.
Shit. Yo. We're on a live stream. I'm gonna throw this on. Give me a sec.
Live stream.
Yeah, here. I need to exit this real quick. Fuck.
Okay.
All right, hold on, YouTube.
Hello.
It's not letting me move my browser.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to move my what's it called? There it is. Perfect. So you guys are on the live stream now.
Sweet.
All right, so they could see. Let me see. Do you guys? I'm gonna call Josh back. Tyler, can you talk?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
YouTube, do you guys hear Tyler? Is it coming in good? Let's see. There's gonna be. Yeah, they could hear you. Nice, awesome, perfect.
Sweet.
Let's go. All right.
What's the live stream about?
Well, everything. We're talking about the market, stock market. People have been asking Bitcoin. A lot of real estate questions lately. I'm even going to have a call here soon with a real estate agent for a property I'm buying. He got me off market, so I'm going to put him on. Excuse me. And then, yeah, so I'm just answering some of their questions. They got all quiet recently. I think once we put Josh on here, they got nervous because he's all ogre looking and shit.
Hey, man, it's good to have some experience, with the seniority in the group.
Yeah, old people, man. He's just too old. How do you recommend getting the foot in the door when it comes to real estate? I'm young, just started establishing credit. I have money to work with. Well, it depends. You have to, with real estate, you have to identify what you want to accomplish. So if, you can, find a mentor. Listen, a mentor is going to help. I'm a mentor. Tyler's a mentor. Josh is a mentor. We're obviously, willing to help you out, right? But none of that's going to matter until you identify what you want to do. Are you trying to make money long-term, short-term? Are you trying to flip a house? Are you trying to get investment properties? Do you want to make income from real estate on an investment property as an agent? There's many, many ways to get involved. So that's where it starts. I say once you determine that, then it's a lot easier to go from there. So that's where I would start. And then it's a matter of getting your foot in the door. It's never going to hurt yourself to educate yourself on the markets, how the properties work, all that. But at the end of the day, it's deciding what you want to do will decide your path at the end of the day. Does that make sense, Kevin?
Yeah, and I mean, for guys that, maybe you're set on the investment investment realm, you know, that's actually why I became an agent, though, is because I saw that as an opportunity to learn the business and, you know, actually build some capital with it too. So I'd say unless you kind of got some capital stacked up already and, you know, have spent some time or even are willing to spend some time learning about the investment into the business, you know, I'd say that's a pretty good way to start as an agent, you know, just to learn it.
Yeah, and that's why. Like I was even talking about that earlier in the stream as someone asked about properties. That's why I explained. You know, I say be an agent because the work you're gonna do, you're gonna get to learn about the market, and then when you find leads, it's the same exact thing, and you're gonna have options. Because like I have one in New York I got yesterday, right? I got a property in Brooklyn for $1.1 million. Is what he'll get it to me at. It's worth 1.5. Right? So I said, hey, if I get it at 1.1, I'll make 400 grand. If not, though, he could always change his mind, and I think he might after, you know, going on Zillow and seeing what the properties are worth. He's gonna, if he wants 1.5, I could flip it, sure, but if not, he ends up wanting more. I'll just sell it for him, or we'll give it to one of our agents out there, and that's a $46,000 commission. So, and you still get to just learn the game. That's the number one way most people who are investors do start off as agents now. Let's see. When looking to buy a house to flip, what is the first thing you look for? The area of knowing where I'm gonna flip, and then let's say I find a potential candidate. The next part is finding the property itself and understanding the value. And understanding the value of the property, what it could be worth, what it is worth, and then going from there. Okay, can I call in? So right now, I'm actually going to do this. I have a live call right now with an agent for a property we're going to buy. All right? So I'm going to call this guy. You guys could all listen in.
One second.
No worries.
Hello?
Alex, how are you?
What's up, man? Good. How are you?
I'm good, man. You texted me good news about this property, so hopefully it is good news.
Hopefully it is good news. So, people are on this call right now.
Say again?
How many people are on this call?
There's 21 people on this call. I have another one of my agents out in Texas. He's on the call. He's the only one who could talk vocally, and then I also have another broker here in San Diego on the call as well too. So he's a broker and investor. So
okay, awesome.
Yeah, so a lot of guys in here, different backgrounds. So they're, I was letting them, one was actually even asking me about, some of the flips and, because this property you got for me, I obviously want to flip it. And, they're kind of asking both what I was looking for, but down, I want to see the situation. I want more updates on this as well from you, and hopefully we could do more. So.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, the thing is with this situation that was so kind of complicated was basically, I met this guy, actually downtown when I was having dinner with my mom, and I was talking to him, and his dad passed away in the house, and it was in an area where the market, Vista. Do they know about Vista?
No, they do not. These are people from. Go ahead.
Oh, so basically, okay, yeah. So, anyways, just basically it's kind of hard if they passed away in the house, and it needed a lot of work, So I kind of networked with him, but his dad did just pass away, so you got to be a little bit delicate situation, So I was lucky with the situation, I kind of put. I told him just to give me a call yesterday, and he gave me a call today, and we're gonna set this thing up for this weekend, and hopefully get a double end deal going. So.
Exactly, and too for all the people who aren't familiar with what Alex means by a double end deal. He's going to represent me to buy the house, and he's going to be able to sell it, and he's also going to be the agent who is, he's representing both the buyer and the seller in this transaction.
Yeah.
So it's
so I'll just explain. So for those of you who don't know, so commission on real estate in general is always negotiable. When that comes to if you want to sell somebody's property or list it, as us agents like to call it. it's always negotiable. So some people, are going to do it for 4%, some are going to try to push for 6%, whatever the case may be. Everybody does it for cheaper. And no, not everybody does it for cheaper. I'm sorry. People try to, that's how they try to out compete each other. Does that make sense? But early on, what I've noticed what works for me, I was previously with Berkshire. Actually, I didn't even tell you this, man. Actually, I'm with Berkshire, and then I transferred to Pacific Sotheby's. Actually, this week.
Oh wow,
so,
man!
Yeah.
I should have got you with our brokerage. Actually, I don't know. Have you heard of? This is something because I do the stocks. I'm a real big stock investor. Have you heard of EXP Realty?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
broker under them.
Well, no, I'm just an investor. So I have, we have a family brokerage that we're in the process now of switching to them, and I have a lot of agents there just because I want the stock, and I think I look at they're the fucking Netflix of real estate. But I always say too, if your brokerage is giving you leads and they're supporting you that way, there's no need to switch. But once you start kind of carving your way as an agent and getting and making your leads, there's no reason not to. And then there's a lot more back end residual opportunities. That's why I like it.
Okay. And I also do too. And I think I also want to highlight on a key point because this is with real estate. You know how a lot of you'll think big, maybe when you're younger, that you can do these things, and then people are like, oh, like whatever it is, oh no, you can't do that, right? I'm sure we've all had that.
Mm-hmm.
You tell them your dreams. Oh my God, I want to be able to fucking, I'm 22 years old. I told people a year ago, hey, I want to be able to, break right into, the big market and be able to sell these homes to get with a luxury brokerage, and sell these homes. People are like, oh, you need to know somebody, all that stuff, all the excuses that people make. I never even had any, I didn't have any family members in real estate. I decided to go on my own, and I decided to, this is what I was going to do. And I was like, I'm going to go after the big brokerages, the luxury brokerages in my area. You just need to believe it because when you go up there, and the common conception is you need experience to go to one of those brokerages.
Yeah, definitely. I've heard it a lot, because I have a similar stuff too. I work with even the investors I work with. I work with fucking billionaires out in LA, and it's crazy because people were like, no, especially even with my background in finance, they were saying I have to go work at this bank for 10 years, this bank for 5 years, go do this, go do that. Experience trumps everything in my opinion,
Exactly.
So
yeah, that's what they said.
if you could provide value and what you're doing, that's it. It's again, if that was the case, with what what the people told you, I think LeBron James would have went 4 years in college and probably broke his leg.
It's kind of like you just gotta follow your gut instinct. Like, what do you want to do? But to elaborate on that, if whatever anybody wants to do, whether it's real estate, whatever it is, if people say it can't be done, literally fuck them. Pardon my French, but
don't worry.
They don't, in a sense, something they don't understand. But anybody who tells you you can't do something is literally because they haven't done it themselves. Okay, you'll meet any fucking you meet any CEO of any huge company. They can even say you can do something incredible. It's going to take a lot of hard work and resilience, but at the same time, they're never going to say it's not possible.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, dude. 100%. 100%. I like it, man. I like it, man. This is motivating. I'm getting to learn more about Alex just through this call. I love it.
No, exactly. And one more thing. So off this property with him, right? And this guy, I've met him one time. I met this guy, I'm saying I met the person who I'm getting the listing from. He just told me today, actually, he has a pocket listing. His buddy has a pocket listing in La Jolla that he wants to sell.
Wait. So the guy who's selling the Vista property, he has another listing for you?
Yes, that's what he's basically saying. And I said, okay, cool. First of all, and now what a lot of people would do, oh my God, give me the other fucking listing, he jumped the gun too early, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I told him was, listen, I'm very interested in helping. So La Jolla, La Jolla is, is there another broker on this call who can talk or no?
Yeah, Josh, you there? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me turn you up. All right, talk.
Yeah.
Do you hear him, Alex?
Josh. Obviously, La Jolla is a very, very, the price points is in the mid twos, or just depends. Actually, it's around. But I'm saying like La Jolla is a very, very affluent community. It's probably like like the most. Wouldn't you say probably the most like when people like don't even know San Diego that well? Pretty much they always know La Jolla. Yeah, exactly. That's the But this would be pretty much my first like obviously 3 million north or however much it may be because the land is worth so much. But my point is, in a sense, you got to get the job done at hand first. I've noticed because that'll, in a sense, and I told him like, listen, I basically said let's get this done and then we'll worry about that later.
Yeah, no, that's a great approach, because like you said, a lot of people would jump the gun, and even in general, I think that even highlights for a lot of people. A lot of people when they want to start out, or even if they're doing it, I think a lot of people underestimate the fact of how one deal leads to 3, 4, 5 more deals usually when it comes to real estate. And man, that's crazy, man. So all right, man. We'll get this closed quick for you. So, have you got to work on a price with the guy on Vista? Have you guys discussed the price at all?
We discussed it. We didn't discuss it typically, but we did discuss commission though.
Okay.
So commission in general, a lot of the time is so it depends. So any of you wanting to get into real estate, like I'd say 5% is the normal, right? If you're just going on, like you're going to sell it and they're going to buy it. And then a lot of the time when people double end it, it'll be like what? Like they'll do it for 4, correct?
Yeah, that's usually average.
Yeah, so Mike.
Oh, hello? You cut out.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, you cut out for a little bit.
Okay, sorry about that. But it's basically 5% is usually the standard. A lot of people will do it for cheaper. Like, I don't understand that thinking because if you're a fucking Ferrari, you're not going to fucking do it for that much cheaper, especially if you're doing it on one side, If you get the best possible price for them, you're only going to do it. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, 100. That's what Josh. That's what the broker on here. He always says you never settle for less on the commission because you're going to be doing the same work. I know the example Josh gave. He had one time this doctor he was working with ask him. This guy was like a big time surgeon, and he said, "Well, will you do it for cheaper?" And he replied by saying, "Okay, well, will you give me an ACL surgery for half off?" And the guy he said, "No, like, why would I do that?" And he said it's the exact same thing, It's a professional service if you are a professional. And even then too, sometimes if other agents or the other people on the reverse end see what's going on, by you kind of discounting yourself, it leaves a lot of questions. What else would you do? If you're going to do that for cheaper, you're probably going to sell their house for cheaper, or you're probably not going to represent them and get them the best price.
Yeah, so in a sense, you guys have a better idea on this price. So this price is probably in the mid-5s, okay? Like that's how much we're probably going to get this thing done for. And I negotiated the price. I was like, listen, man, we can't do anything, usually under 6%. But basically I told him, listen, I can do it for 5.5. And he's like, that's perfect. So basically on both ends of the side, both ends of the deal, a $600,000, like let's just say 550, right?
Mm-hmm.
You double that on a $1.1 million or whatever property, a little over 2.5% of that, so 2.5% of $1 million. So it's basically $30,000 on a property that shouldn't even be. Does that? So in a sense, if you have connections, you can negotiate on both sides. I think that's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, 100. So he agreed to do this listing for 5.5.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
On both sides.
That's crazy. Man. You're gonna make a lot of money on this.
I mean, I think and I think what even early on, what's really actually helped me is I don't in a sense carry myself like it's almost like in a sense like fake it till you make it. Like you gotta carry yourself with a lot of pride and dignity if you want other people to see you as worth it.
I agree, and especially with real estate because the agents who suck when they start out, it's just they lack the confidence. They're too intimidated by what they're doing or what they're getting into to actually move forward with stuff. That's what really gets. So they're not, they're too timid, I guess, and that's the thing. If you have that confidence, you're not going to be like that.
Yeah.
And too, if my phone might die, I might need to go charge it, and I'll get in touch with you. I'm just saying, if I cut off randomly, I'm just letting you know.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, I want to just see, like I said, I'll just wrap this up kind of thing, but I think, and also I moved down to, Lawhead. I actually moved down to Lawhead. Did I tell you that as well? That's pretty.
Oh no, nice. Cool. All right, man. We got to get you your first house, man.
I know. No, I don't want to buy yet, bro. No, not yet. It's too much of a freaking. But anyways, yeah, I definitely say for the people who are, thinking about doing stuff like that, like in a sense, like I was never really a good student. I was never really somebody, who would crack the books. Like teachers would literally be like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, why aren't you?" I wasn't a bad kid. I passed my classes, but at the same time, it was almost like, "What are you doing?" So I'd say passion trumps everything. You got passion.
Did you go to college?
Yeah, I went to Arizona actually for three and a half years. Yeah.
Nice. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Bear down, baby. Bear down.
I promised my mom I'd finish, so I gotta get on that. But yeah, you don't need to. Honestly, I think don't be willing to mess up. I think that's like an important part because be willing to talk to the people who actually have say in something, and then when you get in front of them, they're going to respect you a lot more, and they're more likely to give you an opportunity, whatever it is you're doing.
100%. Dude, that's awesome, man. I'm glad. Thank you for even just sharing all this and going over that, and then hopefully.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I just told, I am finishing, next semester online, but the point is, I have my resume kind of stacked already, so it's kind of like, the way everybody's going is not always the right way. There's more competition there.
Yeah, don't follow. Yeah, look where people are not looking. So
exactly.
That's what's up. So let me know too then. So with this, and if you ever want to join in on this again, we'll definitely have you on here. I'd love you. You've been a great addition so far, man. And hopefully you could even find somebody out here to be able to help if they want to get a property. So if you guys, we have people, California, We have a lot of connections out here, so as you guys even see on the stream,
For sure. It's all about networking. I think that's you got to be able, in a sense, like the last thing is how obviously I said I went over to Sotheby's.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually in general. I mean, if you're a new agent, like I said, I'm not gonna say anything's impossible, but it's a little bit. They're one of those companies like if you don't kind of like know somebody to get into Sotheby's like right away, it might be a little bit more challenging. I'm not saying it's not possible, But the fact is, since I came, I met realtor. He was having an open house on an $18 million property in Rancho Santa Fe. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy he looked young. He was probably maybe like late 20s, early 30s. And I was like, "Hey man, what's up? Like, how you doing? Great. Open house. It was unreal. It was like, like they had everything. They had open bar, all that stuff." And I said, "How long you been in the business?" He's like, 9 months. Like 9 months, and you got this $18 million listing. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
And he gave me his card, and pretty much, I was kind of like annoyed with like the office that I was in, and basically, a month later, it popped up again, and I was like, I'm gonna give this guy a call, and he was able to give me. So it's all about, in a sense, build your network. You never know when you might need someone or someone might need you.
Yeah, I even think putting yourself out there, just like you did in that case. A lot of people, they're not going to be going to open houses. They're not going to be talking to agents, and they're not. People are shy, or they're just not. A lot more people are likely to see that guy who's been in the industry for 9 months and got an $18 million listing and be bitter and angry at that guy, rather than saying, "Hey, let's work, let's network. Stay in touch with me. Obviously, you got something you're doing something good. How can we help each other out? That's where I think a lot of people miss the boat."
I think looking at successful people who have money or whatever it seems to be. I think the most important thing is if you instead of like hated on them or said were bitter about it, but instead maybe offered to take them out to lunch to talk to them. I guarantee you'd learn a hell of a lot, and that would be, you're going to improve immensely in whatever you're trying to do.
That is words of wisdom right there, because that.
And this isn't college talking either. This isn't college talking either. It's life.
Yeah, Exactly. Because no, but that's
So,
so true. You know, especially I always see the people from we'll even have people come into the stream. They'll send hate comments, or you go on YouTube videos, and there would be great information, and people just want to. They're really more envious rather than inquisitive, I guess is what we'll call it. And I
yeah,
think
I mean,
that could take them.
yeah.
Like you said, they'd learn a lot more the other way. So I like that. I like that a lot.
It takes you, it takes you in a sense, like I said, on a lot of projects, being able to drop your pride and be like, you know what, hey, I'd love to like learn what you do. First of all, they're gonna love it because everybody loves talking about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, you get to learn a lot from them, and maybe if maybe who knows, maybe they'll agree to mentor you, and if you think the way they do, you're obviously gonna probably end up having some of the things that they have, maybe even surpassing them, so.
Damn, man, very very wise, man, from a 22-year-old, man. I guess it's glad to see there's something good coming out of San Diego. I rarely meet ambitious people out of San Diego, man. I'm telling you, so it's good.
Yeah, I know. Usually they're with a freaking silver spoon. That's just how it is. So
it's too relaxing out there, man. It's too relaxing.
It's way too relaxing for some people, But anyways, man, thank you so much for having me on the call.
No, man, thank you. So let me know. Let me know when we could once you get. Do you have the listing agreement on that Vista property? Do you have it under contract?
Yeah, okay, so basically, I need to send him over because it's a trustor situation. So he's the trustor. I mean, he's the beneficiary, sorry, and then the other ones are the trustors. If that makes trust, whatever. I mean, I need to look at it. See, I don't even know some stuff sometimes. But basically, he's the beneficiary, and his two other siblings or whatever have power of attorney over it. But he's talked to them basically. I'm going to hopefully send him the paperwork tonight after he talks to his brother. So
awesome. So yeah, once you get that, let me know when I could come see it, and I'll come through, and that way I could just get an idea of what's going on, and then go from there.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thank you so much for having me on this call. I'd love to come again sometime.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, guys, for listening. For those who did listen. So
awesome, man. We'll stay in touch. I'll hear from you soon.
Sounds good.
Have a good day. Thank you again.
Bye.
Nice. That was cool, man. I've only talked to him a few times. I didn't know. That guy, he just came on. I told him live stream. He was ready to go, man. That was dope.
Damn. That's how you found him?
Well, no, I found him through Jorge.
Okay.
I had Jorge out there, and he was talking to me about. I was having Jorge look for listings, and he contacted his friends in real estate. This guy went to the same college I went to too. Jorge knew the guy and told him, hey, do you have one? And the guy actually said, yeah, I have one. And then he put me in touch with him. It was a really good deal, and I negotiated with him, and he was down to really hook us up on the price and present our offer very strong. But and he's a go-getter. He, as you see, he wants to represent them the best way. But I said, hey, if they'll agree a certain price, let me, I said, just let me get in there. I'll be able to make you the first cash offer, and I'll be able to, I'm going to be the first one to look at it. So building that relationship with the agent. So it's great. But I met him, I haven't even met him yet. I've only just talked on the phone with him. So very, very cool kid. That was very impressive, actually. I did not know all that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. I need to go pee. All right, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. Give me a second. Everybody in here, give me a sec. You guys have any questions from that? Did you guys learn anything from that? I think he dropped a few bits of knowledge. So give me a sec. All right. Oh shit. I know you missed the call, Luis. What the fuck? No worries. No worries. Right there?
What's up?
How you living?
Good.
Dude, what the fuck? There you go. There's like power surges going on. And it's like killing my outlets. Because it's so hot. Any words of wisdom you want to drop for these guys?
Who we got? I mean, these guys just here for real estate, right?
Everything, but we've been talking a lot of real estate.
Yeah. I like Josh Answer's concepts here of one thing a day. So if you're not, if you're wanting something to happen, or I'm sorry, an hour a day. If you want something to happen in your life, if you have a goal you want to move towards, whether it's getting into real estate or getting in the stock market, but assuming you guys are thinking real estate, it's like, okay, figure out how you're going to spend just an hour, at least an hour a day on moving in that direction. So if you want to get into investing, spend an hour a day educating yourself on it. Whether that's going through Josh's YouTube channel here, or finding a good book, even stuff that Warren Buffett's put out. That's a good place to start. And kind of just getting your mindset in the right mentality to be successful with it. That's a big thing. But if you're going in the agent direction, honestly, you should spend more than 1 hour a day. But if you're not even spending that hour yet, maybe you got a full-time job or something. Start with the hour and build from there. Because if you just commit the time to something, you'll start moving in that direction versus just thinking, oh, well, one day. Because if you think one day, that day's going to come very slowly. You got to work towards it every day. That's essential.
I agree. How long have you been doing real estate for? How could you relate what you just said to like your journey with real estate? I remember because even then, someone even said they were like talk about stocks. Like you started in stocks, right? How did you progress in that journey? What was every day like? I guess what was it like putting in that time and work?
Yeah, it was. Oh man, it was quite the journey. Not that it's over or anything, but just from stocks to real estate. I put a lot of time in. That's what I'd say. Like, when I was, starting with stocks, with penny stocks, that's how I met Josh Answers here, and that was my world at that point. And even then, when I started to learn, how Josh went about trading stocks and everything, I was so amazed, really, that he was actually literally spending 6-7 hours out of the day behind the computer screen sharing what he was up to. And I was part of the trading fraternity, very first group of guys who, he was actually spending the time with us. So I was putting in, 6-7 hours, even more than that sometimes a day, just to learn about the stock market. So over the course of a 3-month period, I learned a lot, way more than I could have, if I didn't put any of the time into it. And then, I basically took the same principle, though, and that's how I got going with real estate. So I was even telling someone about this today, someone who was looking to get their real estate license. I had a conversation with him today, and he was asking me basically what it took and like, you know, how long it takes to get licensed. I told them, well, man, it really depends how much time you put in each day, because I was explaining, like, in Texas, it's 180 hours worth of coursework. So if you break that down, into months, that would be an hour a day over a course of 6 months. That's 180 hours.
Oh,
but
wow.
I actually did it in 27 days. So that's because I was spending 6 to 7 hours a day getting through the coursework. So, you know, and I think that's a good example, though, of the difference. You know, if you really want to pick something up and get into something, you know, how quickly it happens is going to depend on how much you immerse yourself in it. And, you know, getting into real estate, I've been at it 3 years now, and, you know, especially at the get-go, you know, that was all I was doing. You know, I was spending time every day figuring out how to go about generating the business, and then spending the time generating the business, and then figuring out how everything worked with the contracts and negotiating stuff, and, you know, just learning the whole game. And, you know, now it's a point where I've got familiarity with everything, and, you know, now at this point I'm looking to work my way more into the investment side of the business from just dealing with retail stuff all the time, just because I have that education now and can really do something with it, with the full awareness of what I'm doing, versus I know a lot of people get into the investing side, just they don't really have any guidance or really any idea what they're doing. That's why there's so many people in the education business who, you know, they're just throwing the weekend seminars, and then they'll be upselling these, you know, $30,000, $50,000, $60,000 courses and whatever, and people will pay that, though, because they don't know enough about it, about how else you can get information, and just how else you can get into the business. So there's a huge void. But at the end of the day, though, you just got to take action and start moving forward, and, you know, just equip yourself with enough about how to transact properties. And again, going back to, you know, you can become an agent and learn how to buy and sell properties that way. And then from there, it's just kind of, you know, common sense, like, you know, where investment deal is going to come from. Well, it's probably going to be someone who's got a pretty rundown property. So you got to think, okay, how can I find a rundown property? And you just kind of like work backwards from that point, you know.
Let me ask you this, because you said something with, you know, in like the void and the information gap, and like I agree with it. I think that's why, you know, you see I think people are willing to spend money on those courses and so much, because one, so much money could be made, and two, they kind of want the easy way out, and they think it's going to be some secret. But now this was the question I had. I have a video I'm going to post tomorrow, but I was talking with somebody, and they were saying that real estate seems like way more work than the stock market. And, you know, we were, you know, Remy was even in there, and he was like, no fucking way. I think you were there. I think you were listening. I guess, how would you know, you've done stocks, you're doing real estate, you do both of them. Is it more work, I guess? Like, you know, like, I guess to be successful, you have to put in work for anything, but how does the work compare?
Yeah, well, I could see why someone would have that idea, because I feel like a lot of people get into the stock market because, like, and I like this too about it, like, you can sit behind your computer and just, like, assuming that your trades are profitable overall, you can make money just sitting behind your computer. And that's just, you know, that's a concept that's, you know, very catchy. And to me, I like the stock market. It was like playing a video game. Like, you know, it kind of just has a different element to it than a lot of other forms of work, if you want to call it that. But no, I wouldn't say that. Wait, what was the question? I just want to make sure I get this right.
I guess is it harder, you know, or is it the same? Is it
more
work?
Harder than the stock market?
Or no, is it more work? Is it more work?
Is it more work? Well, no, because like either way you slice it, it's a matter of mastering the craft. Because with stocks, like, you know, you could get in and get, you know, you could get lucky for a while in the sense of, you know, maybe you're entering the market at a particular time, depending on what you're trading, where like I saw this, you know, we saw this with, you know, the altcoins and stuff real recently, like for a while there, a little while at least, like a lot of guys were getting into it and they were all like, for the most part, making money for a little while. But, you know, how long does that last? And that's exactly what happened to me when I got into the stock market at first, because I was trading sub-penny stocks when the marijuana sector was really on fire back before it was, you know, as legal as it is now in a bunch of places. And there's a lot of hype around it. And I was getting in and I was, you know, I thought, like, it's like a mental fallacy where if you get into something and like you're just winning and profitable, like you think that it means that you're good at it, and that's what happened to me at first. So I thought I was very good at it until, you know, 2 months later I started losing money in the same situations I was making money before, and so, you know, depending like, and that's what I'd say with it is like, I don't think it's easier for anyone, because like anyone at the end of the day who is really profitable long term in the stock market, they're putting in so much time into that mastery, into getting the right mindset with it, and just even, you know, learning of all the different elements of it, you know, from the, you know, technical stuff you want to know about to the fundamental stuff and how to read the filings, and, you know, really understanding, you know, the finance and industry. You know, you've got to put the time in at the end of the day, either way you slice it. So there's, you know, you really can't get into the stock market and just think like, oh, I'm only going to spend like 30 minutes a week on this. You know, maybe after you master it, that's possible, of course, but, you know, to master it, though, you've got to put in a crap ton of time, just like, you know, and it's the same way with real estate, too. Like, you know, whether you're getting into real estate or stock market, I would argue that you have to put in the same amount of time to either if you really want to be on top of the game with it.
Yeah, I think that's the edge. That's where I think people. That's what we talked about. I think people just underestimate. They, like you said, they just think they're just going to sit in front of the screen. But to really get good, you're going to have to actually put in the work, even at trading. And usually, learning all the complexities of trading is just as hard, if not harder, than, I think, a lot harder than real estate. That's why I think it's always. I think it's funny when I hear that.
Yeah, no, actually, I agree with that, because the thing that makes trading more difficult is you're not just mastering like a method of doing it. You have to master the mental aspect of it, and that's the hardest part for a lot of people. Because like with real estate, like, you know, like it kind of sits still on you. Like if you're buying and selling houses, like, you know, there's like so much time involved with that. It's not like you're constantly watching the price change on it. And then it's screwing with your head.
Oh, that would fuck with me, bro.
Yeah, so I totally agree. Like, if anything, the stock market's a lot harder and will take a lot more time to master for that very reason. Because at least with real estate, man, you figure out how to buy houses at the right price. Like, you're not going to be like freaking like at the edge of your seat, like wondering what's going to happen next. You're going to be like, oh no, I got it, I'm good. You know, it's totally different.
And you don't need to know about the price of oil, emerging markets, implied volatility. You know, there's not. That's why I think people. That's why I think it's kind of humorous. So that's what's up.
Yeah.
Man.
So if anything, man, you don't have to be smart to do really well with real estate. If anything, you have to be a lot smarter to figure out how to actually make money in the stock market, I'd say.
And it's crazy because you'll just make more in real estate too. You know, like I've said, I've made the quickest money in the stock market, but I've also lost the quickest money in the stock market. But I've made more money in real estate in my life. You know, that's where everyone thinks, you know, wow, you have all these millions of dollars. I say, yeah, well, you know, I'd say more than 50% is coming from real estate. Easily. Like, you know, so that's the the biggest fallacy. But I think we're gonna wrap up here. I might come on here in a little bit. I need to go eat, and I need to go fucking reset the switches to the house real quick to get my electricity. So I don't want to cut off.
Okay, cool.
But thank you, bro. I'm glad you got to come on.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Always. We'll do it again here soon. You kind of just got the call and hopped on, so thank you for even staying. I don't want to keep you too busy, so let's get back on that grind.
Yeah, I gotta make some calls.
Let's go, bro. All right, man. I'll talk with you soon. Everybody on the YouTube, make sure you guys are subscribed. Drop a comment on the video, like, share it. Maybe we'll come on here in like 2 or 3 hours. I'll let you guys know. Love. Peace.
All right, later, bro.